Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Mr. Portsman, a word if I may.
Is this Portsman guy? Do you think he's what the kids call a VTuber?
Jim, I swear I'll find a killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see, it'll be for the both of us. Now then, you want to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation.
Can talk to dead bodies!
How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. Leave the man to his art.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful. You know, you can't talk. The picture, if you talk too loud, the picture gets all blurry.
Well, now we can examine this. Dark Data said I feel like the photo will be important somehow later. Oh, and Shady said that, speaking of VTubers, Smite is having a random VTuber crossover. Totally caught him off guard. I mean, I'd say that's weird, but Ariana Grande was in a Final Fantasy game, so like...
Yeah, the sky's the limit at this point.
Anybody can mean anything.
Listen, you can quote me today. There will be a day where there's VTuber cereal.
Has there not been?
It probably already has been. Oh, your jacket, sir! Oh, what's it doing on the floor?
Yeah, Shady. Ariana Grande and Yuna have been in the same game.
Ariana Grande has been in that game twice. She has two different versions of herself in that game that you're talking about.
Just like when she played Hannah Montana.
Copyrighted. I'm not singing the song because I'll get
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. I don't know if she was in the Octopath mobile game, Shady. I haven't kept up on that.
Oh, I think that's maybe what I'm thinking about. Maybe she was in the other Final Fantasy game and then in Octopath. Yeah. So, the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective, not when there's something more here.
What's more important than your jacket? This dead body over here?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. It makes me think my boyfriend, Mr. Wright.
Oh, I'm so happy you two made it official, sir. I always was rooting. Really?
Did I say boyfriend? Did I say contradiction? Must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Yeah, that happened when we were dating for a while.
Get it? Get it? Because you're voicing him now, so you are starting to sound like him.
But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way.
It's pretty clever of me to have you voice him.
When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Something that he could learn.
Is that like when you deduct my pay, sir?
No, but I am after that comment.
Okay.
First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. I wonder.
You know what I think is a pretty weird contradiction? Jumbo shrimp, sir. Are they jumbo or are they shrimp?
Oh, I didn't even click here. I just moved over it. And it stopped me. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies.
Guess I'll never know.
When I spot something that's off, I should touch the deduce button with conviction. I have a lot of buttons.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
And when I have found sufficient proof to prove... When I found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it.
That was a hard sentence to read, sir.
It's not that hard to read, it's just awkward. Like, why are you saying prove 2 words after proof?
Proof. I gotta prove the proof. Proof the proof of proof.
This is how I do things. What's that contradict?
Oh, the gun. Because there's only one bullet hole. There's only one bullet hole in the gun, sir. Only one bullet can be fired out at a time.
Is that a mic button? I don't know if they. Oh, it is. Eureka! Oh, I don't think it's.
Eureka!
I don't think it's set up to. I don't even know if the emulator will work with the mic.
Eureka!
That's hilarious though that you're supposed to shout Eureka into the microphone.
Eureka!
That's almost as hilarious as Bomberman DS with having the mode where you could play and you have to shout bomb into the microphone to lay a bomb.
Bomb!
Because like you should not play that in public.
Bomb! Oh, sorry guys, I'm playing this game. Bomb!
This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary, my dear Gumshoe.
No, you can't say that!
No, it's just enough off that I can.
Oh, okay.
2 shots were fired in this room.
Ooh, shots fired, sir, as the kids say.
The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame.
So you could say this whole situation is kind of like a fatal frame situation?
Yeah,
happen and then...
Dark Data said it sounds like an awful mechanic. Yeah, the Bomberman one, I don't think they thought that one through. Thankfully, the DS microphone was absolute shit, so you could just say anything or just blow in it. In fact, most games that needed mic stuff for the DS, I just blew into the mic because I was like, I don't want to like be shouting words in public.
I would rub my thumb over the mic slot.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's what I used to do for those games. Specifically, DK Vine Climber? What was that game?
I don't know. I didn't play that game. I vaguely know it exists. But, I mean, rubbing your finger over the mic probably wouldn't do much for Chatot attack.
Yeah, I know. That was...
Honestly, I think blowing in it, though, is just as good as screaming, so...
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that game.
Didn't have Diamond Pearl?
Yeah, I skipped that one.
What a shame. Such a pity.
Hey, that's right. Diamond and Pearl are some of the best games in the franchise.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far, but...
I mean, have you seen Cynthia's team? Pretty tough.
It's one thing about the game that's good. Have you seen a fire type in that game? Probably not.
I mean, I can say it with 100% guarantee that I've owned every single fire type in that game.
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
I think that's possible, sir. I think Japan only has 1 gun. We'll have to share it.
Gumshoe already said that he has a gun, that model of gun.
No, I thought the subject was that was his. But there you go. By the way, I noticed something.
Dark Data said you used a Chatot in your first playthrough of Diamond. I have never used a Chatot because it doesn't evolve, and I don't generally use Pokemon that don't evolve. Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
Secret safe? Ooh, I smell money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like that. What you're imagining is inside. They're just lewds of my boyfriend.
I'm actually a descendant of Mr. Krabs, so I feel like I can sense money, but I'm pretty bad at it.
You can't tell the difference between that and lewds. They both smell the same.
Yeah. It makes things very uncomfortable at strip clubs, sir. Let me tell you.
I mean, there's both of those things are there.
Yeah, I just can't tell what's what.
Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. You know, I was thinking, sir. Who's Roger? Oh, sorry. Achoo, achoo. Talk about Dusty.
Not even gonna try. I suppose this is what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd keep it clean for you, sir. Where did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence, but now everybody will because you are a blabbermouth.
Yeah, you know I keep secrets, sir. It's in my code of ethics. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. I took my lewds with me to Europe.
Smart move, sir. I would have been able to smell them a mile away.
We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it? How about squashing my hopes and dreams?
Secret safe. I won't rest till I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
I bet you say that to Mr. Wright when you're in the same room as him, aren't you?
Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a big layer of dust all around it, but not the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
Logic.
As I thought. Appears that logic is the only way around the setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have.
Eureka! Oh, wait.
Uh,
It's a little soon for that. The killer's goal, white fingerprints?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Connect! I believe I've figured out what the murder was after.
Your lewds? Oh, what is it, sir?
The fact the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime. Okay, what do you think?
Signs of a struggle, a motive theft?
I thought maybe it might be a stretch, but I kind of was thinking possibly.
Connect.
There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean they could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of these files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a light.
I doubt that. I'm sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to the rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You should know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, and done.
Oh god, those handprints.
Yeah, it looks like Samara climbed out of your bookshelf, sir.
Sure, I was thinking something dirtier, but...
Oh, I don't know if that's even possible.
Anything's possible, I believe. With
the
enough
angle of those
determination.
That's a very particular position, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could ask Mr. Wright about that, but it would appear that the
Also,
murder was definitely committed here.
The hand positioning of Buddy Faith in this picture is also very poor considering that comment. Just think about it.
What do you mean?
Very close to his butt.
His hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blood. His hand is close to his butt.
Listen, it was that time of the month for him.
It was that time of the month for him, exactly. See, you got it. You knew what I was saying.
And then he had an itch, and then he sneezed.
Oh, yeah. And he forgot that he had just gotten a manicure done, where he replaced his nails with razor. Oh, I got a line. Sorry.
Yes.
I was wiping my eyes, sir. Oh. The bloodstains on the bookshelves are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? Wow, the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now. Also, you're a murder case detective. You should be used to blood.
But you know, I'm no good with blood, sir.
Certain there's something wrong with this picture.
Is it the ones at the bottom that have blood on them? Oh,
These?
yeah.
Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
I don't think so. I don't know. Can we just examine it?
The victim was sitting in a position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's what the scene of the victim's pants had blood on it.
That would be the logical conclusion. You want me to examine this?
I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Fine.
Victim's handprints.
He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There
They're prints on the floor, too.
Theirs must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor.
They're like backwards.
He had his hand, like, bracing himself, like he was up against it.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like doing like a handstand. I'm like,
On the thin shelf.
that's the first thing I would have done, sir. But my brain went, you know, the hands are there, so I like
That's...
twister. You gotta put your hand, right hand, left hand.
The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
No, not completely.
He says as he starts like bleaching the floor and cleaning it and gets rid of all the evidence.
Okay, I don't... Is that a bullet hole right there? Oh, yeah.
So this is where the bullet lodges some after whether the victim, huh?
So the bullet tree lodged so squarely in a file spine. Indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way.
Is that it?
Hopefully.
Is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't...
We're gonna have to make a guess. Do you think it's this? Do you have any better ideas?
I mean, what does the save say right now?
Save state?
The save.
The safe say.
Yeah. Potential wife? No. What's the next thing?
What?
Run. The body was found to the abdomen.
I don't have any better ideas, but
Yeah, maybe it's the body, because like if that's where the bullet went and it's that low, why was he that low and shot to the abdomen? I don't know.
sure. Eureka!
Eureka!
There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low.
That's what I said.
You're too low!
You're too low.
That's a different universe Sonic. That isn't fast, he's just very high.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I thought that was Professor Oak. Hey. You were low.
You were low. That's like not even close. Oh no, I didn't read that line.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
It would be logical. The victim leaned against this shelf here before being shot, which would suggest that he was standing when he was shot.
That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective.
Well, I left mine at the dry cleaner, sir. I can't go pick it up right now.
In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born.
You know what they say about assumptions?
What is the faulty assumption that causes problem with the bullet hole's position?
I think it was the order of the file, sir.
I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the file are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, see here how the file does with a shot begins with the number 0. What are those doing all the way down here after 2 and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
Well, the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they arranged a little differently. From this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Ah, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
You think it'd be okay to prop the body back up how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, my pleasure, sir.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then you put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through his files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Oh. This is...
What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir.
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me in my situation?
Is this what that killer was really after? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. This most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words. More than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you wanted to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. He got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. There must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with his technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence.
Is that your brain?
To present something, I simply touch the present button, but that's old news.
Another button? Nah, but it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in the testimony every time, right?
Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information, new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique during my investigation, too.
Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. I like to think that under Edgeworth's shirt, there's just like 3 dozen buttons.
Just has a soundboard.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. It will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
Oh.
You intend to argue the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic, and expose it with credible evidence.
Whoa. This is butt.
What?
It's a butt, sir.
Okay.
I know I'm not very funny. I'll dock my own pay.
Uh,
I mean, are we gonna do what we normally do, where we press F anyways?
Did you want to do that?
It's your call.
It's your call.
Let's press.
Hold it. Dang. How do I? Okay, let's try. Like, what button works? You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. I really don't like the voice I gave for him. He should have like a dude bro voice.
Dude, bro.
I'm changing it. What is it? What do you call the victim Jim? Why do you call the victim Jim when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Is it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Those two names go together like peanut butter and jam.
But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name.
Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. If he talks about the victim like he was his pet. Even his pet? I would never do that with my pet. I'd never just keep reusing the name with future pets. It's weird. Do you really think it was necessary to shovel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay then, maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life's getting a little too rough to handle.
I have you know that I eat 3 square meals a day, pal. Okay, so all 3 meals of them happen to be instant noodles, but... I was literally gonna say that, and I stopped myself because I'm like...
He's gonna say it.
He's gonna say it. I was like, yeah, I eat ramen 3 times a day. That's what I was gonna say.
Poor... God. Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor paired up with, and without a motive too. With a motive, though. Why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. Can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Well, my first impression of you is that you're a poopy butt face. See, it's not nice when you say mean things about people. What are you saying something, sir? Gasp, no! You too, Mr. Edgeworth!
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Could have asked for a better setup. Will the game finish or Spike? These are final words brought to us. He's saying that those letters were intended for you. Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Sorry. Looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. Why are you spotting him over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting some evidence.
So it was that.
What?
It was that one.
The last one?
Yeah.
Oh, not too far. Too far.
What did you say?
And it'll be by his final words he'll be brought to justice. Are you sure this is fun?
No. Go back. Let me see what evidence we have.
It's probably the badge, but we also have crime scene notes, revolver, secret safe, and stolen file.
Okay. What does this one say?
Can you not see it?
Yeah, the green is really hard for me to read.
Thanks to that,
I mean, I can get closer.
You didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Okay, go to the other one.
I didn't mean to do that, but I'll save anyways.
Yeah.
I was actually seeing if there was an options button to see if we can like... Oh, no, this is just suspend. Oh. Okay, it doesn't have a... It only has quick save. Interesting. I was trying to see if there's a way to make the background behind the letters opaque, but apparently there's not. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Maybe. Keep going.
Stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead.
What do you think?
If this said that it was issued to the detectives, I'd do the gun because I'd be like, why didn't he use his own gun? But that doesn't seem to be noted. My other thought is a file is stolen by the culprit when he says here, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. To do the files.
Or to do the files here. You didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. But one of the files from the bloody letters his body was hiding is stolen, so he would have had to see those.
Yeah. Do it there.
There?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there's a profiles page, Dark Data. Let me verify. Yeah, there's no profiles page. Oh, this looks right. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bring a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files that were on that shelf were all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone and there's only half of it. Is that an N?
H.
H.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Which means... What exactly? What is that? What does that make this giant mess?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low. I can't believe a criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but that doesn't change the fact that your researching is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes.
God, everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
But you know, really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however.
What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Hear me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. I bet your Edward just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Check it out, check it out.
It's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Why do you sense you still have something to say?
Off. Check it out. Now check it out, check it out.
Well, I was thinking, did you know that there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person?
Check it off. Touch it and check it all the way off.
You there? Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Do you kindly fetch and escort that young lady here for me? Lady? The girl's a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness.
No.
What?
Please. Please let it not be who I think it is. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. That's how I feel.
What's with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Okay. So, do I do this?
Yeah, you haven't done one in a while. Plus, you did her originally.
This character.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
I voiced her before?
Yeah, this was the girl that the police officer that Gumshoe liked in the second game. But she didn't like him until
I
like
don't remember.
it was in the first case of the second game. He gave her weenies and she was like, I don't like weenies, and it turned out she did like weenies, but she was just pissed at Gumshoe because Gumshoe like testified against her in court because he just did his job.
I don't remember this lady at all. What
Well, she was in the second game and the third game because then she had a different job, but yeah, because in the second game she was in the French restaurant as a waitress.
I do not remember this lady at all. I'm gonna have to look.
Have a good night, Dark Data. Thank you for stopping by. At least Shady remembers Maggie.
Maggie Bird. Oh, I do remember her.
Yeah, she was really really awful at everything she
did.
Yeah, she was really awful at everything she did.
Yeah, no, I remember her. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like. I don't remember her wearing this outfit. Like I remember her wearing the police outfit and the maid outfit.
Well, yeah, because she wasn't security. She's so bad at everything she doesn't work any jobs very long.
Fair. Okay. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie.
Miss Bird is the security guard I watched tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. By it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building.
What?
If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right, I refuse to believe Maggie's the culprit, pal! It was me! That's right, I did it!
Can we take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! Yeah, it was me! It was. You'd have no problem with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Jack it off. Oh, that was jack it on. Oh,
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here.
jack it off. Jack it on. Jack it off.
That girl is the only one who could have committed a crime for one simple reason.
That was such a quick jack it off that you couldn't even hear it. Oh, that was quick jack it on that you couldn't even hear it.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into a room by using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Jack it off.
On top of that, she doesn't know our good detective. She knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Jack it on, jack it on.
Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Jack it on.
So he's saying she used the master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, what do you say?
No, she had a key.
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during the rally. It's all about reflexes or reaction time, especially with an athlete like me. Wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. Seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details to press him.